Why do I have a Rockefeller Waterfall System set up for my family for generation to generation? Now, the reason why we're doing this again is because this question keeps coming up. Now, I'm going to explain it from my own current paradigm and as a consumer of these products, okay? You should always consult your tax professional or a trust attorney. So I have a trust attorney that I work with that set this up, but I'm going to explain it from my knowledge and what I set up for my family. So I have what's called the Rockefeller Waterfall System set up. Now, what does that mean? If you read the book, The Rockefeller, what would the Rockefellers do? The Vanderbilts ran out of their wealth in 7 generations. The Rockefellers are the richest family in the world, okay? They have an insurance component attached to their trust. So on one side, I have what's called the Dynasty Trust, okay? The Dynasty Trust has revocable and irrevocable, 2 parts to it, okay? Revocable means it can change because my wealth is changing every single year, my businesses are changing every single year. So during my lifetime, there's things that can change. And then there's irrevocable, which is the dynasty. Those things cannot change after my passing, right? So 50% is gonna go to my kids, and then 50% is going to go into the dynasty that will have revocable and irrevocable trust within it. It has tons of rules and parameters in there. Some examples that you'd want to think about, and that I didn't think about before I met with my trust attorney, is what happens if I'm medically incapacitated? I didn't even think about that, right? Who's going to make the decisions? What decisions do I want made? Who's going to be on the board of directors of my trust? Who's going to make the decisions? A couple other things to think about is, for example, my daughter is 20 when I'm doing this video, and my son is 8. Obviously, my son is 8, so he's not going to get access till he gets older, but my daughter's moving into adulthood. But from 20 to 25 years old, there's a certain level of maturity that somebody has in the real world. And so she'll only get a certain access to this money, maybe 25%. And then around 25 years old to 25 to 30, she'll get access to more of it. And then at 30 years old, once she's financially educated by the fiduciary, she'll get 100% access to the Dynasty Trust at 30 years old. So these are just things you want to think about when you're meeting with your trust attorney. For example, if I was ever to be in a car accident and I was being held apart on life support, I want to go with God in Christ. So I make it very clear in there that they don't have to make those types of decisions. Another thing about this that is powerful is if something happens, all they got to do is go to the bank, and they're part of the trust. Our accounts will not go into probate, okay? Another question that was asked is, how do I have my businesses set up? Now, I'm gonna just speak from my own experience because my life has changed a lot from 2020, if you followed my journey, to now. Went from broke on my parents' couch, losing everything because they shut our business down because of the pandemic, right? Things that I couldn't control in the outward circumstances, but I realized that I could control my actions from there on, and I changed my life through cryptocurrency. Okay, so when I profited in crypto, I didn't buy Lambos and big houses. I took that money and I invested into companies, created cash generating assets in multiple companies. Okay, from 2020 to 2024, my wealth paradigm has changed quite a bit. So I moved just recently into a C Corp, and I'm only going to speak from my own experience. Of course, consult your tax professional. So I have what's called Freedom Asset Management Group that manages my companies. We got 3T, Insurance Company, Refined Integrity, Merlin. We have Age of Radio, and we're in the process of transitioning all of those, so all of my income will go into the C Corp, right? And I transitioned from getting payouts from there to an employee of the C Corp, and now I'm running all of my expenses through the Freedom Asset Management Group. So let's just recap. And on top of that, we're moving all of this into the trust, okay? So I went from broke on my parents' couch in a vertical strategy, going to school, getting a job, having a 401k in 2017, left corporate America. Then I was in a vertical strategy, self-employed, and crypto. And then I realized it's about diversification. It's about legacy. So as I profited in crypto, I pulled profits off the table from the left side of the risk pyramid. I brought it down the risk pyramid. I insured, compounded, and grew my wealth through insurance. And through there, I built multiple ecosystems in information, technology, education. Okay. From there, I took those profits, I reinvested it back into the market. Now we're in 2024 to 2026, and that's going to be the generational wealth building cycle. And I'm just going to repeat this cycle. I'm not thinking about my current timeline. I'm thinking about my grandkids, kids for 1,000 generations down the road. So that's where true manifestation comes. I'm focusing on building $1 billion ecosystem for my generations to come so that they can truly embody who they're truly meant to be and have the resources they need to live out that world. So this is how I'm currently set up. Again, this is just from my personal perspective. I'm not a trust attorney. I'm not a tax attorney, but this is what I currently have set up. And the next step is to move it all up underneath the trust and to move the businesses all going into Freedom Asset Management Group. So that's what I got for you on this video. Warriors, rise, get your shit together, let's go.